Hey everybody, I'm Brian with Fort Knox Garage, and I'm going to show you how I installed this phone mount in my 2016 4Runner. And this right here is from Ram Mounting Systems. I've seen them on a lot of motorcycles and off-road vehicles, but I want to show you a couple different spots that you can mount this and how you can do that yourself by opening up the dash very simply and quick, and then install it and get it right back together in less than 15 minutes. One thing I like about this setup is that you can kind of customize it to fit your own needs. I just went with a pretty simple, straightforward setup here with a ball mount, then the extended arm, and then whatever type of phone grip you would like. I have the X grip that kind of came with the Ram Mounting System. I believe it's the medium size, which holds all the way up to the newer phones like the 16 or 17 Pros. But you can obviously go with a magnetic mount or something like that. But what I wanted to do was set up a good solid mounting surface with some type of arm that was adjustable. So what I went with was a 1-inch ball mount, which is a female ball mount. And again, I'll put a link for all this in the description, but one thing I did have to go pick up separately was a machine screw for the bottom. I found out that the ball mount does not come with a screw, so I had to kind of pick that up on my own. It is a 1/4 inch -20 pitch, and I found it in the machine screw section. So it's only a couple bucks, but that's something I had to buy separate. And I also did put some Loctite on it just to make sure that it stayed together and I didn't have to open up the dash down the road and tighten it up. But other than that, all you need is a 10mm wrench, maybe a drill, and your hands. Real quick, if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps me and the channel out. And I've also linked my website down in the description if you want to grab any cool Fort Knox gear. So to go ahead and get into this, we're going to open up the dash. The dash does come apart in 2 different pieces. You have your lower mount right here that has usually your cup holders and some of your gauges or your dials. And then you have the upper portion that comes apart with some screws that has your vents and the head unit. So for the lower portion, it just pulls straight out. There's some clips on the 4 corners. So I did this just by grabbing from the bottom on the sides and kind of using a little bit of force to kind of loosen it, and it should pop right out. And then as you pull out the top clips, don't pull it away too far because there are a couple plugs on the back that we're going to have to remove. And again, very easy. You just pinch together the plastic, pop it out. Just like any other plug that you may have taken apart, there's a little tab that you push down and it pops right out. So there's just a couple of those on the back, and then this whole bottom piece just comes right away. Then once you set that to the side, we can kind of see the top portion here where the head unit and the vents sit. This is where we're going to have the screws. It should be a 10mm screw, and there's 4 of them across the bottom. We're going to take those 4 screws out. Then again, with a little bit of force, we're going to pop this top panel out. Again, in all 4 corners, there are these clips that you can pop out. And then on the back, you can see there's a couple more plugs that go into the back of the head unit and whatever controls you have there on that top panel. But again, once you get these 2 pieces off, we're already done taking apart the dash. And now that we have the top portion off, this is where we're going to be mounting our ball mount. I ended up going with the side because it was a little bit more flat on the inside underneath. But as you look underneath, there is a couple other places that you could do it. If you want to go to the center of the dash, right across that flat panel area, you can do that. It might not require any plastic shaving down, but what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to get my tools out and have to kind of file anything down. But you can if you want to put a little bit of that work into it. The main thing is that when you put that screw in from the back, you want it to sit flat. That way it holds the ball mount nice and secure. So I went with the side because it kind of keeps it tucked away, and I knew that it would still give me enough room to use the Ram mount system as I wanted. But I've also seen people do it just above on that top corner, but that does require a little bit of plastic shaving, or towards the center. But again, depending on where you want to put it or how far back you want to put it, you just want to be able to get that flat surface so that the screw head sits flat against the plastic when you're mounting the ball joint from the top. But there is plenty of space on the inside, so you can pick a couple different locations, but just do whatever works for you, and you can kind of customize it here for whatever look you're going for. And once you've decided where you want to do that, you're going to drill a 1/4 inch hole so that that screw can pass through. Try to think about a location again that will give you enough room to also access it so you can actually tighten it down easily with some type of screwdriver. Again, you may be able to get the screw in there, but are you going to be able to hold the screw head tight while you're securing it from the outside? This is pretty easy because you can use the ball joint itself and actually screw it on from the outside like a nut, but you might need to still hold the inside head. So see if you can get a location where you can also fit the screwdriver. But what I found is that with a little bit of Loctite and the friction from the surface, you should be able to screw it down with just a little bit of pressure from your hand, and you can secure it down to that surface. So pick your location, drill your hole, get that screw through there, put a little bit of Loctite on it, and then use that ball joint like a nut and kind of screw it down there. And if you need to, you can go ahead and put a screwdriver head on the top of that screw screw to hold it while you tighten it all the way down. But at this point, you're already pretty much done. The main thing is getting those dash panels off, finding your location, making the location flat, and then go ahead and drilling that hole and placing it. And then we're just gonna pretty much reverse this whole process once you have your ball mount secured. You're gonna wanna reconnect those plugs in the back of your head unit and those dash controls, then push it back into place, make sure that it's fully secured into the dash. Then you can go ahead and put those 4 screws back in place. Then we can do the same thing with the bottom panel, put those plugs back in, then pop it right back into place. A little bit of force, a couple little taps, and it should be all back together. You have your ball mount there secured to the dash, and you can go ahead and put your RAM mount system onto that. It is pretty easy to put together. You just loosen it and it should pop right on, and just kind of play with it depending on what system that you ordered. I ended up ordering a 3-inch arm, and I knew that that would allow me to kind of have the phone sitting just behind the steering wheel, but even while my hands are on the steering wheel, I could still easily reach my phone if I needed to. And if you want to, you can turn the phone horizontally or vertically, and it doesn't get in the way of the gauges, but it also doesn't obstruct my view of the road. And one reason I like these RAM mount systems is they're very durable. I don't see a lot of wobble in it. Even when we're going over some bumps or even out in the dirt, I do not notice that my phone is moving around too much, and I'm not afraid of my phone falling out of the mount. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different systems out there. This is one of the ones that is kind of semi-permanent. Even if you take the RAM mount system off and you leave that ball there, it's very minimalist, so it doesn't really affect anything on the vehicle. And I don't feel like it's too intrusive, but I've seen some ones that kind of click or mount or even use some of the sticky tape. And out here in the Las Vegas weather, that sticky stuff will not last one summer. So I wanted to do something like this that I knew was a little bit more secure, but nothing too big and also nothing too expensive. So if you guys have any other suggestions or any other workarounds for me, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already, please hit like on the video and consider subscribing. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next build.